Welcome to Basics and Beyond, the podcast, episode 21, the day after the holiday. Have you thought about it? It is not something we normally think about. I bet you haven't. We generally just really focus on the nuts and the bolts of the holiday coming up, and we don't think past that day. Here is a quick hit episode to help you enjoy your holiday and hopefully enjoy all the days after, particularly the day after the holiday. So welcome to the podcast. So excited that you're here today. Hey, welcome to Basics and Beyond, the podcast. I'm Coach Laura. Hopefully you've been here before. If you're new, welcome. I'm so excited that you're here. I'm so excited everyone's here. I'm just excited to be here. Oh my gosh, it is almost Christmas time. I know everyone's going crazy. It is a crazy time of year to all the things, right? We have all the things that we have to do, all the things that have to get done. Our schedules are crazy. We're running here, we're running there. If you're lucky, maybe your schedule's not that crazy. It's always one of those things when we don't have a lot to do or we don't have a lot of family things or friend things going on, we wish we did. And then when we don't have a lot going on, when we do have a lot going on, I should say, we wish we didn't. Grass is always greener. So let's talk about the grass being greener. I'm not going to come to you today to talk about making a plan for Christmas, right? Because as a health coach, and a nutrition coach, I'm sure you're expecting me to say, okay, Christmas Day is coming. What's your plan? We talked about that. Go back to episode 20. We talked about making a plan for holidays. That time in episode 20 was around the Thanksgiving time. Thanksgiving is over. But guess what? All of the things we talked about in episode 20, you can absolutely apply to Christmas. You can apply it to any holiday. Think about how you want the holiday to be. Think about what you want to get from the holiday. How do you want to feel during and after? Make a plan based on those things. If it's following your macros, if it's doing your meal template, if it's just throwing caution to the wind, make a plan. Go back, listen to it. It's fantastic. That's not what I'm talking about today. I'm not going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about what happens after the holiday. What? Yes. We all get so wrapped up in buying the presents, getting everything ready, kind of that end date, the 24th or the 25th, or whatever day is the day that you do the big gatherings, because sometimes it's not always on the days, right? We get very wrapped up in that end date, kind of that goal. There's the goal. The goal is to get to the day, right? And in that time, because we're very distracted with everything, with all the little gatherings, with all the shopping and all the meal planning and all the things. In that time of distraction, focusing on just the goal, we can forget some things. The biggest thing that we can forget is ourselves. The biggest thing we can forget is ourselves in the moment, like we just talked about, make a plan for the day. But then think about the day after and the day after that. How are you going to be the day after the holiday? How do you want the day after the holiday to be? How do you want to feel the day after the holiday? Besides probably tired, right? Because if you're tired, that means that you probably did some fun things on your holiday, which is great. Hopefully you enjoyed them, which is great. But even at that point, we still want to make sure that we feel good. And I'm not necessarily talking about physically. You're going to do your thing on that holiday. Whatever your thing is, whatever you decide to do is what you're going to do. That's what I'm talking about. The next day after the holiday is not the time to regret your choice, to regret the plan that you made, to think back in a negative way and reminisce about all the things you could have done or the way it should have gone or the way you could have done things or should have done things or what you should have said or what you could have done. Guess what? When we talk about being healthy, we're talking about that mental aspect of it too, that psychological, that emotional aspect of it too, right? It's not just about planning for the day and what you're going to eat and how you're going to move. It is planning for the day after, because you spent that day, hopefully, right? This is what we're talking about. You spent that holiday doing what you wanted, eating what you chose, eating what you planned. Maybe you didn't even eat what you planned. Maybe you had a plan and it went out the window. Whatever it was, your objective, your main goal was to be in the moment with the people that were there with you, because the holiday is not about the food. The holiday is not about the presents. The holiday is not about going here and there and everywhere. The holiday is about being with the people in your life that fill you up, that you fill up, right? It's about those moments that you can't get back. So when the next day comes and you wake up, you have to remember you can't get those moments back. That's the reality of it. So to waste your time and energy and your worry on what you could have done, what you should have done, how did that sound when I said this? How did it sound when I said that? And did somebody take this wrong? And was the pie perfect? Was it really perfect? Was all those things, even to the point of, oh, I shouldn't have eaten that cookie. I planned for one, I had two. Oh no, I wasn't going to have the dressing, but I did. Oh, I was only going to have one piece of pie, but I had three. Whatever it was, all of that is wasted energy. Wasted. It's wasted. It is wasted on the fact that you can't go back and change what you did. So if you're looking at the day before, if you're looking at the holiday or reflecting on the holiday in that negative headspace, saying, oh, I wish I would have, or oh, I shouldn't have, and oh, the regret, and oh, I'm going to beat myself up. I'm going to beat myself up over this today, the day after. Stop doing that. Stop doing that. That's why I'm coming to talk to you today, because what I want you to think about is the day after, before the day after comes, right? When I work with people, we talk a lot about let's be aware. Awareness is always the first step in everything. Let's be aware. So let's build some awareness. There will be the day after the holiday. God bless us all. We hope that we have the day after the holiday, right? The day after the holiday is going to come. Let's build some awareness around that day. How do you want to feel the next day? What do you want to think about the next day? What are you going to do the day after the holiday? It's called a holiday. It's not called a holiday. It's not called a holiday month, right? It's a holiday. So whatever you choose to do on that day, what are you going to do the next day? How are you going to be the next day? I'm going to give you some suggestions, even though you didn't ask. I figure you ask because you're here. If you're here, here's what I'm going to tell you. Here's some suggestions. Decide that the day after the holiday is truly just another day in your life. And if it is another day in your life, because the holiday is over, that means you're going to get up when you normally get up. It means you're going to train if it's a training day. It means you're going to get your steps in if it's not a training day. If it's a cardio day, you're going to get your cardio in. You're going to wake up the day after the holiday and you're going to treat it like every other day. When you have yourself on your priority list, when you're going to drink your water, the day you're going to make sure you get some rest because you're probably going to be tired. The day you're going to, like I said, either train or do your cardio, or it's a rest day, you're going to drink your water, you're going to go back to eating your food like you normally do. That's what the day after the holiday is for, because the holiday is over. Can you reflect on your holiday? Absolutely. But you have to reflect on it in a way that moves you forward, because you can't go back. You can never, you can never go back. You can only move forward. And in order to move forward, yes, you can reflect. but it has to be reflecting in a way that moves you forward. So what does that look like? What does that sound like? That means you're going to ask yourself questions like, did I enjoy my day? Yes. Hopefully you say yes. What parts of my day did I enjoy? What was the best part? What were the things that filled me up? How did I feel? Were there some things that maybe I could have done differently that maybe next time I want to do differently? It's a great question. Is that a positive thing to do? Absolutely. You're not taking things that you did the day before and beating yourself up for them and going, oh my God, I'm so fat and I feel so guilty. And how could I do that? And I made a promise to myself. No. It's reflecting back and saying, what went so well? I loved it. What were the best parts? What do I absolutely want my next holiday to have, right? What are those things I absolutely want? And then what are the things maybe next holiday I want to change, right? Maybe that didn't work so great. Maybe I need to find a different way to do that. But it didn't ruin the day. Sometimes we have those like 5 minutes of a day where we reflect on the day and go, oh, my day was just terrible, but it was really only 5 minutes or it was only 10 minutes. Don't do that. Change that. So if you're going to reflect back on the day, and I'm saying, hey, you should go ahead and reflect back on the day. But when you reflect back on the day, make that reflection positive and make it so it propels you forward. It doesn't pull you back. When you're looking back on that holiday in the next day where your life is back to normal and you are now doing the things you would normally do, eating the foods you would normally eat, getting the movement you would normally get on that day, look back on the day before and say, oh my gosh, that was fun. Oh my gosh, I just loved having that conversation. And oh, I got to hug whomever, and being in their presence was amazing. And just reflect on the greatness of it all. And then say, and maybe next time I can do this, or maybe next time I'm going to try that because I want it to be different. And maybe you won't. Maybe you'll reflect and go, it was great. I'm good. I don't care. It was fine. That's how I wanted it to be. And that's how it was. And I don't feel any which way about it. So think about, here's what I'm asking you to do. Here's my suggestion. It's a holiday. It's not a holiday. It's not a holiday month. It's a holiday. The day after the holiday, you pick yourself up by your bootstraps. You get yourself out of bed. You put yourself back on the top of that priority list and you do the things that you know are going to help you feel healthier and feel better every day. And when you reflect on the holiday, you reflect on the great things that happened, the wonderful things, how it made you feel. And if there are some things that you think you might want to change, you use that time to think about how you can propel yourself forward, not pull yourself back. Because the moments we spend in the past thinking bad thoughts, shoulds and coulds come out, regret fills the room. That's a waste of your energy. That's a waste of you. That is a waste of time. Use those moments to say, this is how I'm going to move myself forward. This is how the next time it's going to be even more amazing. Because you are amazing. And the things that you do are amazing. And you deserve to feel better and look better and have an amazing day every single day that you wake up. So first step, get some awareness. How are you going to, if you need to go back to the other podcast, the last episode, make a plan for the holiday. Now make a plan for the day after the holiday, otherwise known as a normal day. Get back to your plan, get back to what you do. And don't waste your time, waste your energy, and waste your mindset on regret and shoulds and coulds. Enjoy your holiday season. If you have questions, if you have thoughts, if you want to pick my brain a little bit more, I am definitely here for you. Remember, you can always reach out to me. We could always have a call or a consult. And you can find me on all the socials, Instagram, Facebook. Oh my gosh, click, like, subscribe, do all the things. I just love to bring this information to you. Let me know your thoughts. Have a wonderful holiday. Have a wonderful beginning of the year. And I can't wait. I cannot wait to be in 2025 with you every day.